Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Inside Career Technical Education. I'm one of the hosts of this program, Ann Baldwin. It's great to be here. And sitting across from me on this rainy day, Jim Bologa, President and CEO of Porter and Chester Institute and YTI Career Institute. So, Jim, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time of day people are listening to this. It's a good day to be alive.
It is. It's nice to be back with you, and I'm excited to talk a little bit about the topic that we have on deck today.
Well, you know, there's been so much in the news lately, and when a story hits a national news outlet like U.S. News and World Report, which it did recently, you know, talking about the fact that there are some really good jobs out there that are offered, and you don't necessarily need a college degree. So that's what kind of sparked this conversation. So what was your reaction? You're the one that sent that article out to everybody once you saw it, of course. What was your reaction when you read that article?
Yeah, I mean, I think I believe firmly in what we've been doing, and in terms of providing post-secondary technical education, and it doesn't really surprise me, you know, given the cost of traditional four-year school and families trying to weigh the decision, you know, to go to traditional four-year school, or consider, maybe becoming, you know, an electrician or medical assistant or a practical nurse, plumber, HVAC tech. I think families are starting to go through that process where they're recognizing that, you know, maybe what they do is they start down this avenue, and and if they do need to get further education, they can continue to sort of consume it. And I think with the advent of the pandemic is also helped other educational institutions provide online education. So I really think that a lot of folks are taking a really hard look at it.
Absolutely. And the fact that Porter and Chester Institute and YTI Career Institute have also made that transition to a lot of these courses being offered either online or blended also helps. So let's talk about, there were a number of jobs that were posted by U.S. News and World Report, but out of the ones that you guys offer, let's just kind of go through the list. Medical assisting, still essential workers. That's the other piece of this. A lot of these occupations are essential. Dental assisting, plumbing. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't need a plumber on standby? Career industrial, commercial, and residential electricians. Cosmetology was also on this. Medical billing and coding.
Right.
You know, and we mentioned the electronics. So there's so many different careers out there, and depending on the program that you choose at either Porter and Chester or YTI, it could be is in as little as what, a year.
Yeah, I mean, generally the programs that we offer in Connecticut and Massachusetts are generally about a year, and in Pennsylvania at YTI Career Institute, they're generally between a year and 21 months because we do offer degrees in Pennsylvania. But yeah, I think that this list does not surprise me. These are the essential workers that have been deemed that way by the many of the governors in the states that we operate in. And so again, we're all looking for, electricity, whether it's light, lights, the power to power up our PCs, or, all of our appliances in our home, as well as, having hot and cold air. Mm-hmm. And, again, we're still, I think folks are still going to medical offices to, maintain their physical health, and in some cases mental health as well.
Right.
And again, I think that it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, I think the educational programs that we offer really help our country run each and every day.
Absolutely. And it's interesting. Medical assisting is number 2 on U.S. News and World Report. Number 6, which you don't offer, massage therapists. Now, those are essential workers. We could all use a good massage. But, they do. They list everything out. And there's dental assisting is number 7. And what's interesting, too, is the diversity of the people who sign up for your programs, Jim. Whether you're just out of high school and you've got your diploma or an equivalent, those are people who are signing up for your programs. Also, you've got people who might be adult learners. Maybe the kids are gone and it's time to kind of recreate yourself. It's never too late. You've got a lot of veterans who are in there taking advantage of their GI Bill perhaps, or taking advantage of what they've already been credited for being in the military to go towards their school programs. So that's the other thing that I find very interesting about Porter and Chester and YTI Career Institute are the people that are actually signing up for your programs. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you hit the whole gamut. I mean, I think folks from, the age of, 18 to, right out of high school to, we've had folks, as experienced as, in their 60s and early 70s actually come through our educational programs to refine their skills, if you will, or move into a different career. We recently featured an electrical student who, who was a veteran and who had spent 10 years, went to college, spent 10 years as a paralegal, and unfortunately lost his job during the pandemic, and has always wanted to become an electrician, and so he's pursuing his dream right now to do that, and he feels exceptionally confident in that he's learning tangible skills that are going to be marketable once he gets out into the workforce, and I think he's the kind of students that we're seeing, and I was just up in our Brockton, Massachusetts campus and talking to some of the students up there. And again, a student who had spent 2 years in, traditional college. I don't remember if it was community college or a 4-year institution, but, just was sort of just, not really finding their way. And, had a friend who was doing, I think it was electrical or HVAC in our Brockton campus, and, stopped by and said, yeah, I mean, I'm interested in this. And I can see myself using my hands and, using my brains to,
Right.
to get involved in this. And so, I would just simply say that again, there's a lot of tangible hands-on training that happens in our industry modeled labs. The other thing I would point out on that U.S. News and World Report as well is that I believe the number 2 job career, if you will, job/career was basically around our medical billing and coding program. And, I'm excited, to continue to promote that program in the sense that it's really our first completely 100% online program based out of our Lancaster, Pennsylvania campus. So, that's also,
Right.
pretty cool.
But it's one of those things where you talk about the industry style. What are they called?
Industry models.
You talk about the industry modeled labs, and you walk in, and it's amazing the things that people are still getting their hands on to learn these trades, which in many cases, as we said, are essential trades. We should also mention, too, during this podcast, Jim, it's important that the caliber of your instructors in all these programs, and right now there is a need for a lot of instructors to teach these programs, and we've also had the pleasure of meeting some of them and why they want to give back and take their experience out in the field and bring it back to these students. So we would encourage anybody who might be interested in employment or reemployment to go to the website at porterchester.edu or yti.edu. So if you're a student looking for a new career, if you're out there and you want to be an instructor, it's a very gratifying position to have. Those are the website addresses for you to check out. So this has been great, very interesting. If you want to look up this U.S. News and World Report, the headline is Best Jobs Without a College Degree. And they're right there at Porter & Chester and YTI Career Institute. Great conversation. Jim Bologa, President and CEO of both of these great institutions. Thanks again for being here. It's been an interesting conversation.
Thank you.
And we want to thank all of you, of course, for listening to this edition of Inside Career Technical Education.